Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. Today, we are four-linking the Pro Street Pinto today. Oh, I say Pro Street. A lot of people, when they think Pro Street, they think Pro Street like in drag racing and everything. Yes, no, this is going to be a combination Pro Street machine. It's going to be pro touring. It's going to be pro autocross. It's going to be pro drag racing / pro street. And the way we're going to accomplish that is by putting 4-link suspension in. And what we're going to do is we'll eventually have 2 rear ends. One for autocross and one for drag racing. And all we have to do is drop the new one in with the 2 bolts that goes on the thing, / maybe a quick disconnect on the brake lines, quick bleed. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to that. But today, on the stock rear end that we're going to be using for the autocross rear, we're going to be adding a 4-link suspension in it. And I have the 4-link suspension sitting right here. I got it on the eBay. I already took it out so I can get my lengths on my thing. But I got all the brackets, everything all up in here. My problem is my Pinto's outside because yesterday I worked on my daughter's Jeep Liberty. Her transmission line blew out on her way to work. And so yesterday I had to take the Pinto out of the garage. Nothing drives. Her Jeep Liberty doesn't drive. My Pinto doesn't drive. So I got to pull everything and push everything in. Her tires were almost flat. It took almost all day just to get her Jeep in the garage. And so I didn't get the Pinto back in here. So today, let's get the Pinto back in here and let's get it on the lift and see what we got to do about getting that 4-link suspension put on the Pinto today on this episode of Fixing Things. Oh yeah, we probably won't finish it today. Plus, I got some good news for you. Yesterday, it was freezing and raining. Today, it's warm. That tells me bad weather is on the way. They're talking we might get a blizzard. And we're getting ready to go on vacation. I hope my flight ain't canceled. I got the Pinto pretty much wrapped up because it was raining. And I didn't want the interior of the car to get flooded out. Got the bungee hooked to the tire. If I'm rolling the car, I don't want the bungee to roll with the tire. Oh, El Bungee. All right, I think we'll move. Oh, my wheel chock. Oh man, this is so much easier. Come on, baby. No, stop. Oh. It didn't have enough, or I didn't have enough gust to get it over the lift. Am I even straight? A lot better than I did last time. All right. Turn the wheel a little bit. Wait a second. Turn it this way, back it up a little bit. We got to get a running start at it. Don't go over to the lip. All right. Hi, 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 hi. What's that they do when they do the bobsled? Oh, no, 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 no. It's going towards the left. Too much turning. Back it up, try it again. Stop, stop. All right, let's try this again. All right, okay, okay. Woo, whoa. All right, the Pinto's in here. I got it ready to raise. This is probably be just a little bit higher than the ride height that I'm looking for. And before we go cutting the rest of the floor out, I think we should raise it up and take the brake lines off of it. Because they're going to be in the way of putting our brackets on. And then from there, we'll grind free, and we're going to have to modify. We're going to have to modify the brackets because I ordered the wrong ones. Now, I ordered the right ones, but I ordered the wrong ones. Let me clarify. I got 2 on my watch list on eBay. These come from Speedway Motors on eBay. And one is for the 9-inch rear end, and one is for the 2 3/4-inch tube housing. Guess which one I ordered? Slow blink. So we're going to modify these to fit and then order another pair for the 9-inch rear end when I find, well, I got a 9-inch rear end over there in the brown log. And we may use those, that rear end, narrow it, put some good axles in it, put a spool in it, put some hunker gears in it, and that will be for the drag racing, right? We just drop the 2 bolts, maybe a quick disconnect hydraulic line for the brakes, drop it down, and they do make some fittings for quick disconnect that doesn't lose your prime. So that's what we'll do. All right, let's get these brake lines off the fast way. To that. See how fast that was? Man, magic and big Hollywood spending. Man, I mean, movie magic right here and out here in the wilderness. In Redneckville. Down in the heart of White Oak. Oh, great day. Stop singing, Pastor Bill. Just get with that 4-link. All right. Actually, the brake lines were really easy. I probably could have did them on video, but yeah, I don't need to bore you. I had soaked them down like a month ago. I put a wrench on them. They turned right away. Next thing we got to do is we're probably going to we'll clean up where the welding needs to be done with a grinder. That's what we'll do. Like this. That's how you get it done. Look how fast that was. All right, I got my Tristan light up here. And here's the bracket. And on your 4-link, your far down holes, where your hole here, where the axle sits, this should be the longer side, the part that hangs down. Now you can see that there's not that much difference between the two size housings. So we're only looking like a little more than a quarter. It's about a quarter inch, exactly a quarter inch. 3 inch tube, 2 3/4. But your far side goes down. So that means your bracket that's going forward needs to be down. Let me show you the 4-link kit before we get rolling too far. Man, that Tristan light works good. Yeah. So here's the 4-link system as I got it. It comes with the brackets for the tube, for the axle tube, the brackets that mounts to the car, and comes with all the uh, arms that hooks to it. Now these things work just like a front suspension. I've seen some of them are different. You turn it one way, it opens it. You turn this thing the other way, it's got a little narrow thing so you can put a pipe wrench on it. And then it's got jam nuts on it so they don't never loosen up. Now the key when putting these things on, especially if you're using like a triangulated system, is you want your brackets to be mounted square and not counterkinked with your stuff, because that will cause bind. But we're using parallel bars, and it's gonna be brackets are gonna be straight. They can be slightly off a little bit from the front to the rear. That's not too bad. The thing is, you want to keep them in line so that there's no bind. So you don't want one bracket to be like this way and one bracket to be that way. Comes with all the hardware and bolts. Comes with the brackets that hook up the shocks. And I got to make some brackets for the panhard bar, which I got over here. I'm not going to show you it yet, but it came off a real running NASCAR. So it's going to be, our car is going to be NASCAR approved. Yeah. All right. I told you I had a something special coming up, some good news, and I got a sponsor. This video is not sponsored by them right now, but I got a sponsor, and they're going to be sending me some stuff for the car. Oh man, thank you, Lord. The company is called Flashark or Fastark or Flash. I don't know. Flashark. And you can look them up. But this video is not sponsored by them right now. But when they give me the products, the mount on the car, we're gonna get the 4-link shocks for this, and they're gonna be adjustable, and we're gonna get the shocks with the springs to go on the front end, adjustable. And reason we're going to do that is because this car is going to be going around corners. So the shocks they're made for like rally / autocross. And I'm pretty sure they'll dual purpose for drag racing too. Because this is not going to be no like 8-second car or nothing. So it's going to be fine for what we got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the ends on these brackets right here. And put one of these bars on it so I can get my measurement, and then we'll know where to cut the floor. All right. Before anyone says you're messing these things up, I got to close this gap up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch these. I put a mark on them on both sides. Scientifically, used a piece of wood and off a fallen tree, and we're going to cut through here, but we're going to leave it hooked on the end, and then we're going to tack it and beat this up to where it needs to go. I think that's what we're going to do. So we'll grind down to here and grind down to here, and yes, if my bracket goes between here and here, for my shocks. Anywhere between here and here, it's probably, my bowl holes are not going to line up. But from everything I've seen, most of your holes are going to be on the bottom too. I probably should have made the holes here. I think we're going to be okay. I can move these when I get the shocks from my new sponsor, which this is not sponsored by them on this video. We will adjust the upper mount to make it fit. So now if I can get back up. You're definitely going to ruin them. And I might. It might ruin them. All right, these things are almost cut in two. I think we got it. Now let's see if we can get these things mounted. All right, so I went ahead and just tapped this down with my hammer and just one blade width. And we're going to be using my Klein's level because I want accuracy. Listen. Good tools talk to you. Klein's. Yeah. Let's get this out of the way for a second, but I'm going to show you how good that fits. Like a glove. So we'll be able to tack this, right? Weld these up and do that. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So what I want to do is get my, I want at least 1 inch from my frame rail. Give me some 1 inch spacing from my frame rail. These are going to fall. So we'll get my square, put it on top of the tube, and we'll mark over 1 inch, and that should be right. And we'll do the same for both sides. All right, so this is lined up pretty much with the frame rail right here. And if we come over 1 inch, right here. All right, so now we got our line on both sides. Absolutely laser scientifically done. No, but it's good enough. It's actually pretty darn accurate, if I say so myself. All right. I got that joker perfectly level with my precision Klein's level. And we're right on my mark over here, kind of. Oh, there we go. And now we'll tack this thing in place. Find a good home for this light. Yeah, my Tristan light. All right on my mark. So I did bump it a little bit. I'll draw this side in a little bit. Get a clamp on it. This has got bowed out just the hair. This one's perfect. This one's got bowed out just a hair. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, this one's completely tacked into place. Square, level. Now we'll finish that one. Then we can weld it up. Oh, she looks good. I got a partial four link. If this side is perfectly square, I can go ahead and tack it. I gotta put my Tristan light over here though. My trusty Tristan light. This one too, just a slight little bit of wobble there. Man, I'm getting my 4-link. Tristan light, need my Tristan light. All right, so we don't want to completely weld this thing up yet. What if I got, it's gonna be right. No deflection, no deflection. Oh, gonna be right. Gonna be tight. Tristan light. That's right. Great time of day. Stacking dimes every day. All right, now I'm getting ready to put a lot of heat to this. So I got me a water bottle to keep spraying my my joint so it doesn't mess up my joint. I want to keep the heat off of that, but I want to keep the heat on this because we're going to be putting the heat to it. Nice. Probably catching the oil on the inside on fire. Yeah, look, see that? See that? Yeah. All right, I went ahead and put the other side of the 4-link on. I got my Tristan light right here, my trusty Tristan light. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull this up because it's a parallel. See, and these things go parallel. That's a parallel. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark the side of the frame rail so I'll know where to cut it, where I need to cut the floor. Turn my trusty Tristan light around the other way. All right, so now I can get the cutoff wheel. We can cut right through there. It looks like this is exactly underneath my seat mount, which is not good, I don't think. Oh, it's not good. But it's also a sturdy part of the car. So this would be 1 inch off of this. And probably this bottom bracket right here, this bar has got to be set in parallel. So before we can weld this in place, we got to have this up, the car back down on top of its tires. I hope I got enough time to do that tonight. We got a lot done though, in the short little bit of time. So what I went ahead and did was I got 1 inch here. Well, this one's a little more than 1 inch. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch all the way around. And that way I can make my my marks. So I think we'll get a cutoff wheel and we'll go ahead and cut a hole through the floor where we need it. And then we can bring the car down, put the tires back on it, and cut it out from above. Cut on me. So that's going to be it for this episode of Fix It Things. It's getting late. It's really, really late. My wife's getting ready to come home, and I won't have any time to work on this anymore this week. Oh, you want to know why? Because I'm going to Hawaii. And I won't be losing no sleep over the Pinto this week. Right? So this is part one of my 4-link suspension for the Pro Street Pinto. So keep an eye out for part two of the Pro Street Pinto 4-link suspension stuff. We got a lot done. This has been a busy day. And now it's ready. So we got the floor cut out. So now we can actually lift the car back up. Maybe I should probably chain the suspension where it's at the ride height. And then I can push the 4-link up into the car where I need to make the brackets to go across. So now the 4-link suspension will slide up through that hole. Now I'm probably going to be cutting more of that out, but for practical purposes, I think we got a good chunk of it out of here. So what needs to be done is I got a piece of 4-inch by 1-inch. It's about 30 feet long of 1/4-inch tubing. I've had that piece for a long time. And what we're going to do is probably wherever this needs to sit at to get this bottom bar, level, right? We'll notch into this. We'll put all the plates together and take the grinder and cut every one of them exactly the same. And we'll put that piece of 4-inch by 1-inch, 1/4-inch tubing all the way across from frame rail to frame rail. And we'll probably make a hump for the drive shaft hoop or a loopy-loop for a drive shaft hoop. I will do something. I may order a loop-de-loop. I don't know. Heavy-duty loop-de-loop. Already done. And we'll just weld it in place. But other than that, we're ready. We're ready to install the front section now. We got everything out of the way. We got to make gusset plates and all that stuff for when this stuff hooks to that frame rail. The frame rail's thinner than what we're going to be welding to that 4-inch by 1-inch box tubing. So we'll need some gusset plates to mount to the frame also, which I got some heavy duty ones. They're 1/4-inch thick too. Plate steel. Heavy duty. Because I'll tell you something. I see guys welding their 4-link suspensions onto a piece of round bar. Man, you guys are like, you must really have good faith. It's getting cold. I see my breath. You must have really good faith, because I'll tell you why. The bottom of your 4-link bar is twisting like this on that bar. The top one is pulling like this. You're trying to twist that bar out of the frame while it's trying to pick up the front of the car. All the weight of the entire vehicle lifting off the ground is suspended by that one bar. And okay, you put a heavy piece of 1/4-inch steel, 1.5-inch tubing on there, and you're praying that thing doesn't rip off and hit you in the back of the head as you're going down the track. So when you're welding that stuff on there, you got to think, can I pick the car up and shake it by what I'm putting in there? Because that's how much force is going to be on that 4-link. So when I welded the back part on that 3-inch tube, I welded the inside, I welded the outside, and everywhere. And I turned the heat up. My little welder welds up to 1/2-inch steel. And I burned it all the way through. Put the heat on it. That's what I'm talking about. You know why? Because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's right. And I'm going to Hawaii. And I want to tell everybody Merry Christmas right now, because you won't see me again till after Christmas. Unless I do a little video while I'm out there. I might do that. Just to let you see me with my feet in the sand. Maybe I have a cold beer. I don't know. I don't drink much. Nowadays, I drink one beer, I got a hangover, but 10 minutes later. Listen, God bless you. I'll see you on the next Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. Great time of day. Man, we got that back part of that stuff all welded up. Oh, it looks good. It's ready to go. It's ready. Wow. Goodness gracious. Yeah, God bless you.